Okay, it's Tuesday, January 25th, and I just wanted to highlight a trade I just made on Apple. You can see I bought it here at 161.83 and then sold out not too long thereafter at 162.30. So it's almost a half a point gain, but I want to show you why it was a very high probability trade. And sometimes I look to do this type of thing. So if we look at the daily chart, first of all, the context in play, and I filmed a earlier video, pre-market video, kind of showing how Apple, like many stocks, were making a reversal day yesterday. So you're anticipating a little follow through higher, even though we're trying to reverse a big downtrend. And this was one of the stocks that in the bigger picture, if I look at the weekly chart, it was kind of in sort of an uptrend. So I was comfortable, looking for a buy. And what happened though was early on the 15-minute chart, the trading chart I look at, there was no real immediate buy. I had explained how price, after a big reversal up, was kind of moving lower after hours and then into the overnight session. And then the first 15-minute bar really didn't go green above yesterday's close. And so there was no buys early, but we came down after 2.5 bars, and kind of held the overnight lows. Then we were bouncing up. We couldn't take out the intraday high. We came down. So a lot of stocks were doing that today. They actually were kind of digesting and pausing after yesterday's reversal up. But what Apple did is then it broke out. It eventually took out the intraday high, and that was kind of a signal at this point with a big green bar that you were going to head up and get up to this overnight action, and then actually to yesterday's high, which would be this, that's the trigger for the daily traders out there. The overnight, they see a 2-up kind of buy, they're going to buy up here. So you knew there was going to be buying up here if price got there. So what I wanted to do is, once I saw this breakout and felt pretty high probability we were heading up to that area, I then went a little late, but I still wanted, at that point, you don't really have time to wait for a 15. You can wait and miss it, but if you get a 15 reversal, 2 down, 2 up, or an inside bar or something for a good signal. So I went to the more aggressive 5-minute chart. And at that point, I had just missed this 2 down, 2 up 5-minute buy. That would have been the perfect buy to get there. But I saw this action pausing here, and that's where I jumped in and said, look, it's still 50, half a point that I could, that I feel very good about getting. And so I got here at 161.83 on this inside 5-minute bar, and then it eventually took me out. Now, I had an order to exit here because that was the target area. Now, the thing is, I still think in the daily chart, we still took out yesterday's high, and that should mean we're broadening higher up here to 166 eventually. But for the people who jumped in here on this initial buy where I was exiting at like 162.30, yeah, it did follow through for a few minutes, but now you can see it's come all the way down. So you're down over a point, and yet you still feel good that in the bigger picture you are heading up, because yet tomorrow's another day and we'll see what happens. And we still, who knows, we have I think 45 minutes to go in this session, so who knows how this is going to close. But the thing is, what's happening here with a lot of these stocks is you're getting the first 2 days of the week trying to set up a weekly reversal after a big downtrend, and you're only going to really know this for sure at the end of the week, 3 more days to go, to see how we close and to see if you can then get a 2-up week next week. So it's possible for the first 2 days we head up, and then we can have a very poor week where we close lower, and maybe we're heading lower. So the first test is going to be, since we broke the high of yesterday on Apple, do we broaden out up to, this is the target. Right now everything's in play to get it up to like that 166, whatever it is, 33 area. And if price heads up there or tries to head up and fails and then gives some kind of a daily reversal, well, that's a bad sign. And that shows that this week is probably going to close, not that great for a follow through next week. And we might be still resuming the bigger context trend down. So that's what you're really monitoring for. So we're going to have to see how Apple really reacts in the days ahead. This is the expectation again. If you don't meet it, I think you're going to have to still look short on these stocks. They might be testing these low. Everyone thinks it's a big reversal. We might test that one more time before it really reverses. So anyway, that's Apple. Like I said, I got it on the 5-minute chart. It was pretty high probability type of move, and kind of, unique in the sense you had to really kind of go with the context and what was developing. But that's kind of what you do with a lot of these trades.